Peace. Somebody asked me the other day how it is I'm so creative with the content on my YouTube channel. They're asking how it is that I'm actually able to show my story, my side of things, portray stuff in a certain way which makes sense to you guys. How I can captivate your attention, take you back to your own memories, and decode and undo certain blockages and ways of thinking by suggesting other possible perceptions to your frame of mind. But it's quite simple. Okay, now I'm going to tell you guys exactly how, or even why it is I even do what it is that I do. You see, when you look at creativity, a lot of people seem to be getting it off of other people. Now, this is just one way in which you can do it, which I've seen other people do it. But some people copy other people. Okay? I, on the other hand, I look for other people's artwork, their products, what they produce as inspiration. If I see somebody doing something that I like, that I've seen elsewhere before I've even seen their videos, and they've just refreshed my mind, that, hey, I wanted to be able to do that a long time ago. I had the idea to do that, but I didn't actually know how to quite do that in a video. And yet, I'm now looking at somebody else's YouTube videos, and they're doing the same thing that I wanted to discover how to do so many years back then. I'm going to utilize that experience, that knowing or seeing this YouTube subscriber doing what it is that I want to do, and I'm going to do it differently. I can't do it exactly the same because it's not even built into me. I've tried copying someone before, I'm going to be honest with you, but I've never been able to completely manage it. I've always ended up putting my own little twist and my own little spin, or changing the graphics or the way that it's shot. So from the beginning, I can't even copy someone even if I wanted to, you know. And that is because everybody's content is different, because everyone's opinion of what's good or what's conducive of a product, something you guys can watch and react to, is going to be differently. For example, the videos on my YouTube channel are complete direct reflections of my own consciousness throughout my entire life. Okay, now I've noticed quite a while ago that my mind tends to use 3D experiences, things that I've seen on TV, listen to music, no matter what it is, in order to attach to an outcome of a circumstance, of a experience. Say, for example, if there's a kid in school that's bugging me, he's pushing me, keeps coming up behind my ear like a snake and just whispering crap into my ear. And then as I go home and I start flicking on Cartoon Network, because I'm a child, I start watching Mowgli on Jungle Book, right? And I start seeing the snake. My subconscious mind is going to look at this snake pestering Mowgli, and it's going to make the connection towards what else that I did throughout the day. You know, what else I did that caused this kid to bug me. The entire circumstance, you know, the experience will be coupled or likened to what it is that I'm seeing on TV. That's how my subconscious mind worked back then. So what I did was, okay, if my subconscious mind used present day experiences, and after having the experience attached to something that I'm seeing on TV, what if I can do the opposite thing? So you'll find most of the time in my videos that I'll often use what my subconscious mind used in the past, and I'll put it on screen. I'll choose clips of Mowgli being pestered by the snake in order to better convey the scenario, better describe the circumstance that I'm describing throughout the story that I'm telling on YouTube. Okay, so I'm using it backwards in order to get you guys to understand on a more deep level. Not only that, but a lot of people have seen the Jungle Book. It's a childhood thing, so a lot of people can relate to that. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is I'm also shifting your mindset back into the old mindsets that you was in, allowing you guys to better do the exact same thing if you've got a related topic, a related experience where you've been pestered by somebody in the past, and then you see Mowgli and then you go back into the childhood state. It's really changing the way you're seeing the content on my channel in order for you guys to understand exactly what it is that I've been through throughout the entire experience. So I'm very intelligent when it comes to seeing how my mind operates and learning how to convey that through a message of a positive video on YouTube. Because how else do I do this? How else do I create? Well, another thing I like to do is I like to use my subconscious as a notebook. Everything that I've ever wanted to do and I've never acted on is still in this vessel. It's in this memory bank of wanting to express the ideas and the experiences and the epiphanies that I've come across throughout my entire lifespan. And once I put that on camera, I actually can't really remember it. I can't recall it once I get the energy out, once I start flowing it out, I start creating something out of the source of the experience machine that you and I are. So I've got a lot of experience within day in and day out life when it comes to operating in a certain way of mind, when it comes to discovering certain things about manifestation, when it comes to certain ideas of how I'm thinking through observing my own consciousness. All this information that you're getting on my channel is actually coming from my experience. It's coming from my memory banks, and once I get it out, it's not there. So I have to then go outside of my comfort zone, outside of my house, into other countries and discover more stuff about myself in order to then convey it in a message using a term which you guys might understand by taking things from the 3D and then utilizing that in a video. So you see the image, you hear what I'm saying, you couple them together, and then it goes in on many different levels of your subconscious mind. Okay, this is just how I like to create things. I don't even have to have done that process of coupling an experience to an external thing, music, whether it be an image or a childhood book that I used to read, in order to do this for you guys. I can take the experience, look for something to couple it to, and then put it on camera manually without me having to subconsciously do it. Because this is how a lot of people do things, subconsciously. This is how I used to do things, subconsciously. That's the only reason why I can vouch for that, because I've noticed how I used to do things. So what I'm doing is I'm taking what's inside my entire life, what I've discovered, how I'm processing the information mainly, and I'm changing and turning it around, how I'm processing the information, turning it backwards and just figuring out a way to put it on camera. Okay, so how does my creation process actually start out? How do I actually begin to create something for you guys to watch? It starts with an emotion. An emotion, you know, you got the 5 bodies. 5 bodies of like creation. With the mental body, the etheric body, the emotional body, astral body, and the physical body, right? On all of those bodies, I'm doing something to create something when it comes to content on my camera, okay? Mental, I got an idea. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, don't know what it's gonna look like, I've just got an idea. That's often backed by an emotion, okay? I'll have an emotion of something that I've discovered, and that emotion will be coupled with the idea. The emotion and the idea will work in tandem, they'll work with each other. Okay, so the idea could be, I want to try to get you guys to have an epiphany that I've recently had about entertainment and the positive sides of entertainment, rather than the negatives that everyone's always leaning towards in a pessimistic world, right? When I had the epiphany, I had the idea first, the mental clarity, right, of what's actually going on. And then the emotion coupled with that, it came out of nowhere. Then I wanted to express that emotion on a 3D state of being, a 3D state of communication, okay? So then it goes through the ethers. The ethers are like the Wi-Fi of all the thoughts that not only that I have combined and collected throughout my life, but also that everyone else is thinking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out one of my videos. I'm sure I made it somewhere on my YouTube channel. But once it gets there, that's when I get the visual content foundation laid out for that new upcoming video, okay? So I'll start doing what I said earlier, where I use the external environment to add to the epiphanistic feeling, to add to the experience that I'm now cultivating, the emotional content, if you will. So I'll find something that a lot of people are commonly interacting with, like the film Inside Out, the billboard. I'll record that and I'll use that to explain what it is that I've actually discovered inside of myself through pondering and observing my own consciousness. I'll couple that to better explain what it is that I'm experiencing. Okay, so now you've got a visual, auditory, because I'm going to be narrating it also whilst I'm showing it on camera, throughout the video. Now, the entire process of making the video will be due to me trying to get your consciousness on the same wavelength of thinking as mine in order to help you change your perception of something negative to positive. Okay, that is like the goal of all of the videos, to get you guys to understand how I'm thinking through using visual, auditory stimulation, entertainment for your benefit. A lot of people seek entertainment for no value at all. They don't want to grow. They don't want to do something different. They don't want to change their perceptions to see the world differently, to help build something positive within their life. They just want to use it as an escape from what they can't fix within their life. So they'll gravitate towards entertainment, watching someone else's life, on reality TV that's worse off than their life to make them feel better about their life. There are so many reasons as to why somebody would gravitate towards entertainment, which wastes their time and really is a form of procrastination, stops them from looking at what needs to be fixed in their own lives. So what I'm offering through my creative endeavors, through me changing my own mindset, my own consciousness, and seeing the larger picture of life, is I'm creating a visual, stimulating channel where I'm creating my life in video form for you guys to tune into, change your perceptions, and start asking, or at least discovering, the bigger questions of life and pretty much who you are on a whole, not the name you was given at birth, not this character you've identified yourself with throughout your life, but who you was before you even knew how to write your name. Have you ever asked yourself that question? These videos are done for that specific reason. They're done to make you more aware. It's spiritual entertainment. And at some point, you're going to want to start creating your own entertainment. You're going to start want to creating your own message. You're going to start want to documenting your own mindsets and how you're growing and expanding mentally. And then you'll become a creator much like me. And you'll start watching other people's entertainment and start creating your own. You'll be very conducive of your own activities throughout your day, writing down what you've done, and then you'll be reflecting on your entire day, seeing if you've done the correct things which stack up to a productive day. Yeah, so that's how I create. That's the process of my creation when it comes to these videos. This is not manifestation. Well, it is, but it's not largely manifestation. This isn't manifestation within your entire life, even though it does branch off to many different areas of your life. I will be making a manifestation course, a full course on that, much like my full astral projection course, but I don't know how many hours that will be. I did a thinking out loud one like a couple of months ago, maybe 6 months ago. And that thinking out loud one was just a fraction of the information I actually have on manifesting things. I want to create a product which is huge. I mean, take all the videos on my YouTube channel, double the amount of value, and compress it into like a 12-hour video course. So I'll let you guys know if that actually happens. I'll start building on it tomorrow. But yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing. There are 9 days left. I know a lot of you haven't already joined my Facebook groups, Ryan Cropper's Friends, because for the simple reason that I get more views on the astral projection experience videos than I am getting membership join-ups on that Facebook group, which is completely free. It's a closed group, which means anything you share is private. Okay, no one else on your friends list can see what you're sharing in that group. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are 9 days, I announced it on that group, until the product, the full course of astral projection, how to do it, doubles in price. 9 days. Mainly because, like I've said before in my last video, that's on the website, ryancropper.com. The video just before you click the buy, I've said that a lot of people are saying that I should price it higher because the content, the value is way too much, it's too condensed, and there's too much there to be selling it for just £60. So I've doubled it, and it's going to be doubled in 9 days. So for those of you who didn't know that, when I last announced it last week, and you had 14 days to get whatever you need to get it before I boost the price up, go to my website. if you've been on the fence, get it before it doubles. Because the more products I start releasing, the more value and the more content I start releasing on my website, the more I'm going to start changing the prices. They're never going to be fixed on one price. Okay, so check that out if you haven't already. You've got 9 days if you're still thinking about getting really serious about astral projection. If you haven't done it for like a year and you've been trying, or 6 months and you're just giving up, if you really want to make that last investment in order to increase your spiritual growth and just discover how to do this properly, go over to ryancropper.com, get that product before I change the price. Okay, so I'm Ryan JC. This is going to be about Do It, and I'll speak to you guys pretty soon.